Imagine a life full of promise, ambition, love, a young family, shattered overnight. This is the story of Mangshi Ji, a woman who disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that would shock her family, friends, and the police. But behind the disappearance was a dark secret: control, abuse, and a carefully crafted lie. Disclaimer: this video covers real events, including domestic abuse and murder. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Mangshi Ji, pronounced Mangshi, with a specific tonal inflection, was the woman at the center of the investigation, and even her name demanded care and precision. From the outset, investigators were unsettled not by what Mangshi took with her, but by what she left behind. Her passport, cell phone, car, and wedding ring all remained behind, a combination that immediately raised red flags for police. To her family, however, those same omissions were not just alarming. They were incomprehensible. Shortly after Mangshi's disappearance, her husband, 23-year-old Joseph L., appeared on local television to plead for the public's help. He told reporters that everything felt cloudy, that he didn't know what to think, and that he believed Mangshi herself was confused and would return home. "I really miss her," he said. "I need her back." Yet even as those words aired, investigators were beginning to see signs that the story was already unraveling behind the scenes. Police first became involved after Joseph contacted 311, the city's non-emergency line, rather than 911, to report his wife missing. He told dispatchers he had last seen Mangshi 2 nights earlier, on the evening of October 8th. According to Joseph, Mangshi's phone and wedding ring were left on a table inside their home, and he insisted that nothing about the scene appeared out of place. At 5 a.m., Joseph was awakened by the sound of their 1-year-old daughter crying. Mangshi, 28, was not in bed. Joseph later told police that he reached over instinctively, as he normally would, but found the space beside him empty. He said he did not panic, assuming she had briefly stepped out or gone somewhere nearby, and he went back to sleep. When he woke again at 8 a.m., Mangshi was still gone. Joseph acknowledged that his marriage to Mangshi had problems, though he downplayed their severity. He told police they argued almost daily, often about the same issues, and said that in the months leading up to her disappearance, Mangshi had grown distant, ignoring him, refusing to say where she had been, and withdrawing from intimacy. Joseph attributed the tension to stress, raising a baby, financial pressure, and chronic sleeplessness. Investigators would later determine that these so-called small arguments were anything but minor. When officers visited the home, Joseph directed them to Mangshi's computer, where friends were assisting with translating files written in Chinese. It was then that Joseph pointed out something he claimed to have discovered earlier: an online journal. In it, Mangshi wrote about a secret love, naming another man. Joseph told police he had already contacted the man, who said he was in China. According to the journal, Mangshi confessed that she was in love with him, but also acknowledged that she was married, had a baby, and needed to end all communication. Joseph presented the journal as evidence that Mangshi may have left voluntarily. However, other details failed to support that theory. Nothing about Mangshi's disappearance added up. She left without her phone or passport, made no attempts to access her bank accounts, and failed to follow through on plans to pick up baby food from a friend. She also had an upcoming pediatric appointment scheduled for her child. All signs pointed to someone who was actively planning for the future, and someone who would not have willingly left her child behind. Before her life with Joseph, Mangshi Ji had already built an impressive future. She came to the United States from China in 2012 to study at the University of Missouri, where she earned a master's degree in mechanical and aerospace engineering. She was ambitious, intelligent, and driven, qualities that led to her immediate hire at Nanova Biomaterials, a medical manufacturing company. Joseph began working at the same company in 2015, where Mangshi was his supervisor. A romantic relationship followed, and in 2017, Joseph proposed at Devil's Icebox, a scenic state park. But the relationship was not solely personal. It was also practical. Mangshir's visa was nearing expiration, and marriage offered a path to a green card, something Joseph later admitted he was willing, even happy, to help her secure. After Mangshi became pregnant, the balance of the relationship shifted. She stopped working and became a stay-at-home mother, while Joseph quit his job and returned to school to complete his bachelor's degree. Financial strain mounted, stress intensified, and control began to change hands. Mangshi later took on freelance work as a translator, a decision Joseph openly resented. He accused her of neglecting their daughter and claimed the work was bad for her health. Isolated and financially constrained, Mangshi began to feel trapped. The case took a darker turn with the discovery of recordings. Joseph had secretly recorded more than 10 hours of conversations with Mangshi, while Mangshi herself had covertly recorded over 4 hours. Taken together, the audio revealed a disturbing pattern of emotional abuse, isolation, racist insults, threats of deportation, financial control, and intimidation. Joseph belittled her culture, mocked her family, and attempted to sever her connection to her mother, her primary source of support. In one recording, he told her, "You're not good here. You're not good with Americans." In August 2019, just 7 weeks before her disappearance, Mangshi told Joseph she wanted a divorce, a fact Joseph never disclosed to police. On the night of October 8th, Joseph claimed he attempted to reconnect with Mangshi. He described giving her a long massage while she lay face down on the bed, using what he called pressing maneuvers. Mangshi told him she had to get up early the next morning. When he asked who she was meeting, she replied simply, "Me." The couple went to bed angry, and Joseph stayed up watching YouTube videos until 11:30 p.m. After Mangshi's death, Joseph later admitted that he found her lifeless beside him the following morning. He did not call 911. Instead, he placed her body in his car and buried it at Devil's Icebox, the same scenic state park where he had once proposed. Following this, he meticulously prepared a script for police and public appearances, emphasizing how he should present himself. The notes instructed him to express sorrow, avoid using the past tense, and focus on eliciting sympathy. "Don't speculate," he wrote. "There is only one emotion the public will relate to: sorrow." Months later, a hiker discovered skeletal remains near Devil's Icebox. They were confirmed to be Mangshi's. Evidence linked Joseph to the site. His cell phone placed him in the area, and muddy hiking boots from his home contained plant DNA matching the burial location. Forensic analysis revealed that Mangshi had 4 broken ribs, all fractured in the exact locations Joseph had previously described applying pressure during the massage. In November 2021, Joseph L. was convicted of second-degree murder. The jury concluded that the killing was intentional, though not premeditated. He was sentenced to 28 years for murder, plus an additional 10 years for child abuse, bringing his total sentence to 38 years. Mangshi's daughter now divides her time between the U.S. and China, maintaining a connection to her mother's culture, a bond Mangshi had fought to preserve. The case stands as a devastating reminder that domestic abuse often occurs behind closed doors, and that the most dangerous moment for a victim is often when they attempt to leave. The disappearance and death of Mangshi Ji is a tragic reminder of how domestic abuse can hide in plain sight, and how the people closest to us may not always be who they seem. Her story also leaves a legacy. Her daughter now carries a connection to Mangshi's culture and memory, a small but meaningful way her mother's fight endures. If you found this story compelling, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into real cases of crime and justice here on Only True Crime.